You're listening to the Sales Success Stories podcast, where we deconstruct world-class sales performers to provide insights and strategies to help you improve. To learn more, visit us at top1.fm. Here's your host, Scott Ingram.
Today, I've got the 15th sample story from the Sales Success Stories book for you. With this, we're now a quarter of the way through the 60 stories in the book, but we're never going to get all the way through because we've already started working on volume 2 of the book. So if you like these, know that there are more coming soon. And if you haven't yet picked up your own copy of the book, you can find links to the various formats and retailers at top1.fm/book. Now, here's AJ with today's story.
My name is AJ Brazel. I'm the top strategic account executive at Clover Imaging. I'm based in Chicago, where I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan, and you can hear my interview with Scott in episode 45 of the podcast. Ditching the salesman mentality. When I first started a career in sales, I often found myself cringing a little bit whenever people asked me what I did for a living. I never wanted to be considered a commission-hungry salesman that preyed on the weak to line my own pocketbook. A career in sales, in my mind, kind of carried a used car salesman stigma that I found extremely unpalatable. A few months into my career, however, I decided to ditch that mentality of doing what was best for me and started to work on doing things that were in the best interest of my customers. Showing a true concern for the best interest of your customers' well-being builds a relationship that has a strong foundation of trust. Your customers will stop being suspicious of your intentions, and you'll look like more of an advisor to your customer. The result is the same. Increased compensation, but you'll end up enjoying a longer and more fulfilling career as a result. The key to gaining this mentality can be broken down into 3 solid fundamentals: fully understanding your customer's needs, setting realistic customer expectations, and knowing when to walk away from a prospect. Trying to plug a product or solution into a situation that doesn't fit might yield short-term success, but will end up causing issues in the long run. Whenever you first engage with a prospective customer, it's extremely important to ask qualifying questions and spend most of your time listening. One of the biggest pitfalls salespeople get themselves into is thinking they need to go into a call and over-communicate how life-changing their product is. Forcing your way into prospects' pocketbook by overselling does not work, and I've seen reps be successful doing it, but in the long run, you'll kill your chance of repeat business and find yourself needing to work harder to bring in new leads. The best way to plant that seed of trust is to go into all calls without worrying what is going to make you the most money. Start the meeting by asking a few open-ended qualifying questions and letting your customer lead you to the sale by giving you the information you need. If you spend time listening to the prospect's current pain points and needs, they'll tell you everything you need to know to get the deal, and you'll look like a hero in the long run. Opening a dialogue will allow your prospect to be part of the buying process and will give them confidence that by going with you, they're getting the best outcome. Over time, the customer will continue to come back to you and you'll look like an advisor for additional solutions when needed. This is going to minimize pricing pressure from other suppliers as well as hard feelings if something ever does go wrong in the long run, which it will. Setting unrealistic expectations to win the deal is another tendency I commonly see sales representatives looking to line their pockets. So many people have issues saying no or explaining the limitations of their product or services. There's always nuances in business that can cause problems with a client-vendor relationship, whether the issue lies in the product or pitfalls in the supply chain. It's extremely important to set expectations up front. This way, whenever something does go wrong, it doesn't send the entire deal into a spiral. The best sales representatives are honest with their customer and let them know of common pitfalls up front. Selling a deal with those in the open will create a longer-lasting customer relationship with a foundation built on trust. If a customer expects flawless quality and execution, then whenever an issue arises, the representative that sold them on those features will undoubtedly lose credibility in the future. Customers always appreciate honesty. If a rep sets realistic expectations, then the entire deal will be easier and the customer will feel confident communicating with the salesperson throughout that relationship. The final and most important way to overcome the stigma of being a greedy salesperson is knowing when to walk away from a deal. If a representative follows the first 2 points mentioned earlier, listening to the prospect and setting realistic expectations, and the prospect's needs don't fit, it is always acceptable to walk away. Winning a deal that doesn't fit might yield immediate payment, but will cause issues and headaches in the long run and take your focus on winning new business. I often see salespeople win big opportunities that weren't a good fit, and they either lose that deal, burning a bridge in the process, or spend countless prospecting hours cleaning up the mess. Whenever I am mentoring new sales rep, this is a point I always stress. Being completely honest and upfront with a prospect and then walking away if necessary might build confidence that could open up doors with that customer down the line whenever a different need comes up. A deal that isn't the right fit is doomed from the start, and walking away from it will give you the time and focus on partnerships that are long-lasting and will yield long-term positive results.
As AJ said in the beginning, you can find our interview together back in episode 45. I'm also getting ready to offer a couple of sneak previews of some of the upcoming stories exclusively to those who are on the listener list. If you're not already getting those weekly emails from me, jump over to top1.fm and type in your name and email address. When you do, you'll also get access to the video of your choice from the last Sales Success Summit. Thanks for listening, and come back next week to hear from a mega deal whale hunter to learn how he's closed 3 different SaaS deals worth over $50 million each.
Thanks for listening to the Sales Success Stories podcast. To be sure you never miss an episode, and for an invitation to our sales success community powered by Influitive, subscribe to our newsletter at top1.fm.